What is up, heroes, and welcome to my top 5 things I want to see in the next Pokemon game, whether it be X2, Y2, or Z. Remember, these are completely my opinions. If you guys have some of your own suggestions, make sure you put them in the comments below, and let's hop into this list. At number 5, I kind of have a weird request, and that is more legendary Pokemon, and you might think that is absurd, considering Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I think, had like a record-breaking amount of legendary Pokemon in the game, but what I want is more legendary Pokemon I can stand next to. Like in X and Y, I think it's only had 2 legendary Pokemon you can stand next to, like Mewtwo and Zygarde. I know that's a really weird thing, but for some reason I really like kind of going through the mazes, getting to the end, find the legendary Pokemon, just kind of stand next to it, you know, just look at it for a bit. Like, the sprites in the games, now they're absolutely huge, like standing next to Mewtwo and Zygarde was just, it looked so awesome, and I want more of that. Like, I want to find more Pokemon just to stand next to. Like, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I believe it just had like Groudon, Kyogre, the Reggies, and Rayquaza. I think that were the only ones in there. Like, you had all the rings you could stand next to, but I actually want the Pokemon just kind of, you know, flapping its wings, just standing there, ready for me to talk to it. I know that's really weird, but that's something I really want. At number 4, I kind of have another weird one as well. I promise they get a bit better, and that is Amiibo Support. Like, I really enjoy Amiibos, I love collecting them, and if you follow me on Twitter, you know I have an obsession. I have every single Amiibo at the moment, but I kind of want stuff like, maybe if you have Greninja, you put Greninja on the game, and then you get like a special shiny Greninja, or maybe you just put like any Pokemon Amiibo on, you get like a certain item. Like on Hyrule Warriors, you can get like items, you can get like rupees, and maybe like Pokemon, like you get a random object, like you put the Amiibo on, maybe you have like a 1 in 100 chance of getting a Master Ball, you know, a 99 in 100 chance of getting a potion, I don't know, something like that, just little items. And also, this is going to link to number 3, but kind of like costumes, like you put the Mario Amiibo on, you get a Mario costume for your character, and I think that'd be pretty awesome, to be honest. At number 3, I have customization. Now, X and Y did an absolutely fantastic job of this, of making your own character with new clothes and stuff, and I want the next Pokemon game to take it a step further. Like, have our own custom faces, heights, weight, and all that sort of stuff. More costumes. I don't mind if they bring DLC costumes down the line. Like I said before, the Amiibos, like Amiibo Support, bring us costumes. Stuff like that I think will be absolutely insane. Because when I play Pokemon like Red, Blue, Gold, Silver, and all that sort of stuff, I kind of feel like I'm playing as Red or Gold. You know, I'm playing as that character. But X and Y, I kind of felt like I was my own character, which was, I loved so much, especially in an RPG sort of game. Doing that sort of stuff is great, and I would love the fact if we could have more character customization. I was really upset that Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire didn't have it, but I do understand why. But now that we might be going back to X, Y, Z, whatever, I would love it to return, and I think that'd be absolutely insane. At number 2, I have more stronger trainers to battle after the champion has been defeated. The past few Pokemon games, X, Y, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, it's just been, okay, now we're going to battle our rival for the final time, and now he's got really strong Pokemon. But I want more trainers to battle. Like, I think Black and White 2 had an absolutely fantastic way of doing it. After you beat the champion, you can fight Alda, you can fight Cynthia, you can fight Ceylon, Chili, and Cress, you can fight Benga, which is awesome, you can fight Chorus, you can fight Bianca, you can fight Sharon, you can fight the Shadow Triad, you can fight the Game Freak, I'm going to butcher these names, Morimoto and Nishino. You can battle them, which is absolutely insane. So many people you can battle, which is great. I mean, fighting your trainer, like your rival for the final time, is pretty awesome. But the fact that you've got all these like powerful trainers to battle after, like kind of more of a post game, I would say, like a Battle Frontier sort of thing. I just want some powerful trainers to kind of make me want to train past like level 60, because the past Pokemon games, you get to level 60, you've pretty much done everything in the game, to be honest, and I want a reason to train my Pokemon to level 100 just to be able to beat these trainers, if that makes sense. At number 1, I have a longer post game. Now, I don't exactly know what I want for this, to be honest. Like, it could just be a bunch of little things. I just know X and Y had the Looker missions, which were fun to do. They're just really short. And Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire had the Delta episode, which again was just too short. I kind of want that, but maybe more spread out, longer. Just a lot more stuff to do after the post game, aside from capturing legendary Pokemon, really. That's kind of what I want. Like, maybe like a Battle Frontier back, I don't know. Just more things to kind of get me to play the game. Now, before we wrap up this top 5, I have a few honourable mentions. And the first one is Soaring, and I doubt this will come back because it kind of seems like an Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire thing with the legendary Pokemon in the rings and exploring the islands. But I think just flying over the Kalos region would be absolutely insane. And I don't know why, it's like not much stuff you can do soaring, but I just really enjoy it. And it kind of makes me not want to use fly anymore, which is great because it frees up another slot for a, you know, another move, and I don't have to use a flying Pokemon if I don't want to. So I really like soaring. I do hope it comes back. And the second one is to make event legendary Pokemon only Pokemon available in the game. Like, I'm pretty sure Deoxys was only available through Birth Island for an event, which you had to get a ticket for, which when I was a kid I never got, and I finally got to experience capturing Deoxys without cheating in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and I would love to be able to capture Arceus, I think Shaman was also another one, Mew, Celebi, Darkrai, a few Pokemon like that, which you can only get if you ever was lucky enough to get the event, which when I was a kid I never was, so the only way I ever caught them Pokemon was using a action replay code on a ROM, which I would love to actually be able to capture the Pokemon legit on a handheld game. That would be fantastic for me. And the last one is, this entirely depends on if the game's going to be Z or X2, Y2, because if it's a sequel I would love to see Lysander alive. I have a theory why he's alive, but that's a topic for another video I guess. But I would love it for him to have like a legendary Pokemon to use, maybe like Zygarde on his team, just like how Getsus on Black and White 2 had Keyram. And before anyone says on XY I caught Zygarde, just remember it's not canon, because I caught Keyram on Black and White, and then Black and White 2 Getsus had it. Just like that, I would love the enemy to actually have a legendary Pokemon to use, just because I feel like they have much more power that way, and it's just kind of, I don't know, I really hope Lysander's alive and he has a legendary Pokemon to use with him. That would just be absolutely insane. But that is my top 5 things I would love to see in the next Pokemon game. If you guys have your own, make sure you leave a comment below, and I will see you next time.